hear me now. Let me know on YouTube if you guys can hear me. Uh, excuse me. You guys should still be able to hear me. So breakdown for this game is pretty much that the Suns are in a terrible trouble spot. The other thing I looked at, what's up to my guy Courtney in the chat? Appreciate you, Courtney. The other thing I looked at was let me get the banner up real quick. The other thing I looked at was Phoenix when they play against with Devin Booker in the lineup versus Devin Booker not being in the lineup. So let me just pull that up real quick. Pretty much what the numbers show is that they really have to like rely on their defense a lot more. In the two small game sample size with Devin Booker on the floor, their offensive rating jumps to a 120. Without Devin Booker on the floor, their offensive rating jumps to a 108. So they have to play defense. They drop to a 108. So they have to play defense in that spot as well, just to kind of keep the games close. Philly has gone over their team total every single game that they played so far this season. So I think that's something to kind of take into consideration and keep your eye on. It's going to be interesting to see how Frank Vogel tries to guard Joel Embiid in this matchup as well. And as we transition into player props, I'll tell you guys what I did play. I played Joel Embiid points. I played Embiid over 29.5, minus 110 on BetMGM this morning when I woke up. I also think, and it's for a couple of reasons. One, Embiid has an extremely high usage rate. Nurkic is, a pretty solid defender against regular guys. Joel Embiid is no regular guy, and he's been super aggressive to start the season. So I like that. I also like that if you just go through and look at Joel Embiid's games log against Nurkic, last two times they faced off, he had a 39-point game and a 32-point game. Now, of course, that was a different situation because he was playing for the Portland Trailblazers. So Frank Vogel might, have a different defensive scheme. And that's one of the reasons why I'm probably going to take Embiid assist. 5.5 is minus 104, I want to say, on Caesars. And I haven't played it yet. And I'm probably going to take him at 8 assists as well. I think that's the look, right? I know Black Thor talked about the triple-double yesterday. I think it's going to be a pretty good spot because, you think about the way the game going to get played out. If you Phoenix, you're going to either double Joel Embiid and then he's going to kick it to the shooters, or you're going to play him one-on-one and he's just going to abuse whoever you put on him. And that's what happened to Jakob Poeltl because Toronto's coach didn't want to double him. So that's kind of how I see this game going. I know it's Maxi's birthday, but I think that Joel Embiid has the better matchup of everybody that's, kind of out there. Kelly Oubre 3 has been a cash cow, so I couldn't talk anybody off of, continuing to ride that wave. It might be time to get off, though. So I'm off there. And, Phoenix probably do feel like they got something to prove after losing 2 times back-to-back to San Antonio and Victor Wembanyama. So those are my thoughts on this game. Black Door, you got any thoughts you want to share on this game? Anybody else who got thoughts on this game, send me a request. I'll get you guys up. We can go game by game.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. Good to hear from you on this Saturday, man. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Doing good, man. Good night yesterday. 1, but catching the bounce rebounds. Grant Williams points. I'm putting Joel Embiid 5.5 assists. I'm letting it to 8. I'm letting it to 10, and I got to run that triple double 1/10 of the unit tonight. Like you said, last night when Victor Wembanyama kind of embarrassed the Suns, you got to think that you can't just let him play one-on-one. He's going to destroy Nurkic, So you got to play with some more effort and intensity. I think they will. So they got to double. And if he doubles, man, and he's been doing a good job. I think he's second in the league in assists as far as behind center, behind Nikola Jokic, doing a really good passing. So I'm with the assists, man. I'm right with you. And can't be mad at threes from Kelly Oubre.
You staying on the Kelly Oubre train?
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man.
Would you take it? You laddered him, Black Door, or you just taking him at his base 1.5?
Going off 4.
You're going all the way up to 4. Okay. My God. Anybody else got any looks for this game? Fast Cash, I see you sent the request. I got you up. You got anything you want to share?
What's poppin', bro?
What up, man? How you doing?
Playing you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. What you liking in this first game, in this Philly game?
I'm also on Embiid points.
Okay.
The Suns right now, yeah, like you say, they in a bad spot. They been coming off 2 L's to the Suns.
To the Spurs, yeah.
Philly. And Embiid, he got some good history against Nurkic and Eubanks. So dating back 2 seasons ago, he covered this line both times at home and on the road against Portland when they was playing Portland. And I was hoping D-Book was playing, so, we could get a more competitive game. But I still think Embiid crushes this time. Like you say, they had a lot of rest. He got a real good matchup today. So I'm going to ride his points today. Hope for a good competitive game that he can come through.
Okay. I couldn't talk you off, bro. I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot. I'm glad we're on the same side. I hope we cash it for sure. Absolutely, bro. All right, let me kick it to Cam. What's up, Canadian Cam? How you doing today, bro?
What's good, man? What's good? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Talk to me. What's going on?
I'm looking at Embiid assist today. I like his number. The way Nurse is using him, he's kind of using him as a secondary ball handler and playmaker. So I like the 5.5. For 5.5, he's gone over that basically every the last 3-4 games.
Nah, every game.
Also, I've been watching him play, and he basically feels like they're secondary ball handler at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm riding with the assist with Embiid. I wouldn't talk anything about PRA either. I think the PRA is a nice line as well. And then on the Phoenix side, right now I haven't got there yet, but I'm leaning Eric Gordon points. Just a little bounce back for him. He's typically their guy when these other two are out. So I'm feeling that Eric Gordon over 15.5, but I got to take another look at how Philly guards against Philly goes against shooting guards before.
Okay. I couldn't talk you off, Cam. I'm probably gonna get there. Like I said, I'm probably gonna play Embiid assist at 5.5 and 8. I also been watching a lot of their games, and Nick Nurse definitely using him differently than what Doc Rivers was doing last season. He's been catching the ball at the high post a lot. I mean, like extended elbow near the free throw line, and from there they can get into DHOs, they can get into ISOs, and it's really hard to double. When you kind of towards the middle of the court. So I feel like he ain't been catching it on the block as much, and that's been better for him because we know Embiid, he typically can't pass well. When that double team come from the weak side when he's on the block specifically. So I like that. I like that Embiid over 5.5 assists as well.
Yeah, when he catches it outside too, you can do that quick dribble and then the handoff with actually going downhill. Guys get you kind of easy assists. I've seen it a few times. So there's a few of those easy assists he's getting where it's just kind of like, I mean, sure. Can't take up and actually gets to the rim so quickly. So, yeah, man, I'm really Embiid over 5.5. I might ride with you on the 8 too.
Let's do it. Okay. Papi Cinco, I got you up, and then Papa Cinco, and then I got Dream up as well. Can't wait to hear what Dream got to say. But Cinco, I'm gonna come to you first, bro, and then Definition. Definition. I'm gonna come to you as well. Just on this game, and then we're gonna keep it going. What's up, Cinco? How you doing today, my brother?
Yo, what's going on, Chris, man? I appreciate that. Man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. How you looking at this game?
I like all the looks everybody home. Man, the only look that I heard nobody talk about, I'm on Eric Gordon assist at 2.5.
Okay.
With the Booker news.
Okay.
In the two games without Booker, he had 6 assists against the Spurs and 4. He had 6 assists against the Jazz, and I think he had 4 against the Spurs. So that number just a little too low. It's just him and really Durant who really handling the ball a lot. So that's the look I'm on. And then I'm on Tobias Harris, 16.5. He normally has some pretty good success against Durant. A 24-point game against him last year when they played Brooklyn. And I think the year before that, I think he had 18 against him. So I'm going to take Tobias. Just too low. He's averaging 20 a game. So I'm going to take it at 16.5. But those are the only 2 looks I got from that game.
Okay. Hey, Cinco, I think those sharp, man. I know Frank Vogel, he like sit down with Tobias and said, he wanted more out of him. And it makes sense for Tobias to be able to step up just a tad bit. Like you can't really replace Harden. But you got a hell of a playmaker in Maxey. I mean, we can kind of see that, but there's some more usage, and then those other guys stepping up. Man, this team actually, outside of their schedule being super friendly at the beginning of the season, because like I said, they've been in the rest advantage pretty much every single game so far. But they've been hooping though. They really been hooping, man. I don't think the time to fade them is today, so I could not talk you off. Like the looks, I think Tobias is definitely a sneaky look as well, bro. Best of luck to you.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Dream, talk to me, my guy. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Can't complain, my boy. What's up with you?
Not much, man. Not much, man. What's the vibes, Dream? Hold on, bro. You about to start? You about to mess the show up, bro? You got to say what's the vibes, my guy.
What's the vibes?
Good, bro. Good. We can't have a bad day, G, because you threw off the intro, bro. I'm superstitious, man.
Love the look so far in the show. I'm definitely gonna tell that beat assists points that y'all talking about. But yeah, I got a guy today, man. Shout out to Naismith or Nesmith, whatever.
Neesmith, like your kneecap.
Okay, shout out to Neesmith, Aaron Neesmith. Came through and covered all his lines yesterday. Today, man, Grayson Allen. Let me see how I played Grayson. First off, I took his over 2.5 rebounds at -170, and I parlayed that with the Boston money line to get a -104. He's over 2.5 rebounds every game this season except for one. That was last game. Booker was in that game, but before that, 7-4, 6-4. So I love that rebound look. Also, let me see, I got a couple blunt money bets with my guy Grayson. 5 rebounds with Grayson Allen, plus 340. It's been a wagon for me on the board, so I love that. And I want to share, Grayson Allen, 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. That's a plus 700. He's had 15 plus 3 straight games, 10 attempts or less. So he's been shooting the ball great from 3, but with Book being out, he should get a couple more shot attempts. Rebounding, that's what he does as a guard, and he can get a couple assists. He's got 2 assists every game this season so far. So I love that. 15 points from Grayson, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, plus 700.
Oh, that's a whole Grayson line?
All Grayson. Yep.
15 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists?
Yep.
Okay. My man Dream is he be attacking these role players, bro, and be cashing on them. I love it, bro. Hey, Dream, the other thing is too, bro, you don't gotta know how to pronounce their name as long as that money end up in your account, bro. Naismith, it don't matter, right? As long as that money end up in that account at the end of the night, bro. Appreciate you sharing the looks, bro. I'll keep you up for sure. Let me get to Guess Who and then and Hustle. I want to hear from you as well. Then we'll keep it moving, going to another game. Mr. Guess Who, what's going on, man? How you doing? Long time no talk to.
You know, long time listener, first time speaker type. Long time been in the foxhole.
Yeah, that's a fact. What's in the foxhole today? Talk to me.
We had basketball season, man. Went up 88 units. We're gonna run a few things today in the basketball. I love what you was talking about earlier as well. Especially with Phoenix having those 3 home games, body clock, having to travel on the East Coast, West Coast to East Coast time, early start for them, 1 o'clock Eastern time, that's 10 a.m. Western time, right? So
yeah,
definitely love the fact that I looked at a few things, and what I really love is I missed the number waking up this morning on 76ers on the spread at -4.5 with Booker out. Now it's up to -6, 5.5 on some books. But what I really love is just that body clock angle. So look at the 76ers first quarter points plus money militia over 29.5 team total for the 76ers at plus 100. Love to fade the Suns right here on the body clock issue that they're going to probably have. But when you look at the 76ers as well, going off the body clock, when you look at the 76ers, they're one of the best teams towards the over, dating back to last year as well. 3-1 to the over overall full game, starting off the season. But dating back to last year, the last 85 games, they hit the over full game 60%. So definitely love the look here. Definitely love to be able to get in and get out. And then second look of the game is going to be third quarter over. Both of these teams, once Phoenix get their legs back, second half, I think they'll be able to come back. So when I look at Phoenix, last 88 games, dating back to last year, obviously, they've gone over the third quarter total 80 of the last 88 games. Philly's been an absolute wagon. Anytime I get Philly at home, I love that third quarter over. Philly 86 games have gone over the third quarter total, 78 of the last 86. Just cashed in Philly's last home game as well. So first look is going to be Philly's team total over 29.5 at plus money, plus 100. And then the second look is going to be that third quarter over for the game as well.
Okay, what you get that number at, Mr. Guess? It was like 57.5, 58.5?
Third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, 53.5 minus 122.
Oh, 53.5. Okay, you got a super low number. Okay, I like it. I like it, especially if we don't see that much offense, especially from, like you said, from the Phoenix side early. I think that Philly first quarter look is a really good look as well. That's a good look. It's gonna be interesting to see like if Vogel plays Durant the whole first quarter or not. Like that's gonna be interesting because I posted something up top by one of the beat writers for the Phoenix Suns, and it just says that over the 3 games without Booker and Bill, the Suns' offensive rating and defensive rating pretty much you can see the numbers right there. It's a big jump from when Durant's on the floor to when he's not, and it's the same thing with Book. I was talking about that a little bit earlier as well. So like those looks a lot. Appreciate you, Mr. Gessu.
Couldn't agree more, man. When Booker's on the floor, he plays like those Joker, Shea Gilgeous first quarter minutes, about 11 to 12 minutes in the first quarter. Without Booker, I mean Kevin Durant usually staggers, probably play about 8 minutes. So I just want to play 76ers in the first quarter there for sure.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Betting Monster, you got anything for this first game? Talk to me. How you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, Chris, man? Appreciate you bringing me up.
Absolutely, dude. What's going on with you?
You already know, getting to the money. The first game, you talking about this 76ers and Suns?
Yeah, about 30 minutes, yep.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have anything on this particular game. I don't, something about it I just don't like. We just got news that Booker ain't playing. I don't understand him right now at the moment, sitting out of these games. It's the beginning of the season, so I don't know why he's sitting out. And so whenever a big player like that ain't going, I'm definitely not jumping on the other side. It's a stairway game for me.
I'm with you.
Yeah, you won't be profitable betting like that long term. So it's just a stairway for me.
Okay. What game you like, Betty Monster? Let's jump into a game you do like.
Game that I like and couldn't wait on this matchup, and we let it slip right up under us last week, going back to the Lakers in Orlando. But that game was in LA, and really the Magic should have outright won that game. They had a 5-point lead, I think, with maybe about 2 minutes left to go or something like that, and they fell apart, and they let LeBron and D'Lo get them. I think LeBron and D'Lo hit 2 big threes, and they ended up getting them and winning that game. But we still covered because we had the hook. Lakers only won by 3. But this is a spot where we're coming back again with the Magics. I'm taking them the same line. It's at 3.5. I'm playing them at the 3.5, and then I'm sprinkling something on them on the money line. I actually think we don't need the 3.5. I think the Magic's outright win this game. They're gonna be pissed because they knew they had them dead meat in the water, and just some immature mistakes down the stretch, not closing out, hurt them. They was almost in the same situation like that the other night against Utah, but they was able to close that one out. They fell apart down the stretch in that game, and then Utah get back in, but they was able to hold them down and win that game. But we're coming back with the Magic. And the Lakers so far this season have not been good on the road. They lost at Denver on the road, and they lost in overtime against Sacramento Kings on the road. This Orlando Magic team is a nice, young, gritty team. They building right through the draft. Now, I haven't got to the window yet because I'm trying to see about these game time decisions. So I'm gonna need Harrison in there and Marquette Foles and all those guys. Wendell Carter.
Wendell Carter not in, Betty Monster. He out.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he out for about 2 weeks, and that was the one thing I was going to ask you about when you got done with your breakdown, because I looked into that. I think that weighs heavily for me because I'm with you. I wanted to get on Orlando in this spot as well. Lakers gonna still be shorthanded without Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent not playing. Torian Prince actually listed as questionable. We still don't got Vanderbilt as well. So I'm with you. I don't like the spot for Orlando. First home game off a 4-game road trip, especially them winning that game as well. So you would think that they'd be motivated in this spot, but for the Lakers, they also overtime game the other day. They're a little bit more rested, but the body also still got to get adjusted to. Both teams got to get adjusted to the East Coast. So how do you take that into the cap at all? Like,
I know I do. and I'm gonna be honest with you, I do. The only reason why I'm not really taking it into consideration at this very moment, the season just started.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why I don't understand people sitting out already. The season just started, and I think if Orlando had won that game, this would be a stairway game for me. But anytime you got a game in the bag and you let it slip away, your coach is drilling that in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't wait to play them again. And I think this is a bad spot for the Lakers. I really do. Now, because we know LeBron, he done had his way with this team. But eventually, the tables turned. Same way with the Clippers. Clippers had their way with LA. And eventually, the tables turned the other night. I think the tables turned here tonight with the Magic. I think they get their first win in a long time against LeBron, and that's the way I'm rolling. Depends on a couple looks I'm looking at. Finish wrapping up, but we will be on the Magic, laying the 3.5, and the Magic on the money line. I think LeBron will be more interested in the Miami Heat game coming up on Monday than this game.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent point too, Buddy Miles. Appreciate the look, man. Best of luck today.
My man.
While we on this game, Dream, you got anything on this game before I kick it to Hustle? Anything on Lakers in Orlando? Same. I'm with you, Dream. That's why I asked you.
He did get me in a bad mood this morning. But it's about to be Paolo country again. I think I just dropped a Paolo layup timeline. But yeah, it's Paolo for me today, but not nothing crazy. Just I guess I did. I'll drop it later though. But yeah, just Paolo for me, something like his averages. Hopefully it don't get nerfed with the Wendell Carter news, but just something like 26, 4 with a steal. That's probably plus 700, something like that. Paulo been getting a lot of steals. Oh, that's what I did. Nah, I didn't play that straight because they nerfed the house. But just if you want like a parlay piece, something like that, Paulo steals, man. Look at his game log and his steals.
Okay.
He was 340 for 2 steals last game. They nerfed it to like 240, 220. So.
What about Dre? What about AD? You looking at his rebounds, his steals plus blocks at all without Wendell Carter Jr. being there? He did leading rebounder. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
I would probably look at the steals versus blocks more than anything. AD be scaring me with rebounds because he'll have 17 one game, then he'll have 6 the next game, or he'll do like what he did game 1. Where he had like 9 rebounds in the second half, none in the first half, so crazy. So, but steals and blocks are generally a go with me for AD. So I could never talk you off of that as long as it's not 4.5. But you gotta look at Orlando. Paolo, he gonna force it, trying to get fouls. So there's a couple blocks, maybe it's still there. Cole Anthony be out of control. So yeah, and I believe they backup center. I'm not sure, but if it's gonna be Mo Wagner. Golly, all he gonna do is try and shoot threes, but if he attempts anything in the paint, that's gonna get scooped up. So, yeah, I would definitely look AD blocks and steals, but I couldn't talk you off rebounds. Just personally, I can't trust it.
Okay, yeah, I'm not taking it either. I'm just curious your thought. 12.5, the number, and it's juice too. So if I lay 130 and he end up with 12 rebounds or 11, I'm gonna be pissed the rest of the day. So yeah, I'm not betting it either. I'm not betting it either. I do think that I think I agree with the total. The total in this game did go up from I think it was 218, 219 and a half when it opened, and it's up to 223 and a half. I do think that we see a little less defense, kind of what Betting Monster was said. The Lakers got Orlando coming up, and the defensive players have been ruled out. One thing I wanted to share real quick, if I can find it, was just, and then we'll get on to another game because I don't really like this game that much either. But one thing I was looking at was, and if you guys hear some background noise, I do have a contract at the crib doing some home improvement stuff, trying to get this basement finished. So don't pay attention to that and just bear with me on that. I apologize. One thing I looked at real quick, I want to talk about this before we go to the next game, was I looked at Wendell Carter Jr., like just his impact, right? Like on off the court numbers for Wendell Carter Jr. Because I think this stuff means a lot. So in the 5 games that they played so far, they have an offensive rating of 101.94 with him on the floor. So they don't score a lot of points with Wendell Carter Jr. on the floor. When Wendell Carter Jr. goes to the bench, their offensive rating actually jumps 19 points to 119. So that, I mean, that's a super big difference. So to me, that tells me they're going to be playing it maybe a little bit faster. And you know, first game back home, you're probably not going to, play as much defense. So I do think this game gets up and down the floor. Orlando is a team that struggles to score the ball sometimes, but they can put it together at times too. So those are my thoughts on the game. But like I said, I didn't play anything. Hustle, what's going on? Talk to me.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
You're a Laker fan. Talk to me about this game. What you got? Anything you looking at strongly?
Yeah. So for this game, I'm looking at Christian Wood rebounds and Austin Reeves points. So Austin Reeves is 13.5 points. Christian Wood is 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 boards. Last game he had 9. I'm with both of you. You and Dream on that. When AD's rebounds are so sketchy because he has games where he just does not care about rebounding, and it baffles me. And B kind of does the same thing. And guys like Christian Wood, they crash the boards. They going after the boards. So yeah, if you take that on a parlay on FanDuel, I got like plus 204, I believe.
Okay.
Plus 204. Austin Reeves over 13.5 points. Christian Wood 6.5 rebounds. But for the first game, Suns and Sixers. I'm usually a straights guy, but I've been smacking these parlays lately. So I got another one for today. The one I gave yesterday in the space just hit. So I got Embiid 25, Embiid 4 assists, Maxey 20 points, Oubre 15, Tobias Harris 15, and Joel 8 boards. So that's plus 500 on points bet.
Okay.
And yeah, so far, that's what I got for those two. And yesterday, man, you convinced me to take that Heat team total over. So appreciate you for that. I needed that little extra push on it.
Hey, bro, I needed it too, Hustle.
Liking it, but I wasn't loving it. You know what I'm saying? But then I said, once you nudged me that way, I said, yeah, let's get it. Let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm glad we got some cash there. Appreciate you, Hustler. Best of luck today, bro. Absolutely. Cam, you got anything else you want to share? I'm gonna get Vaughn up as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say real quick, so I want to talk about the Atlanta game right now. But on this game, I think you guys are going to cover. That's just where my head's at with this one. I think the Lakers got to start putting wins together improperly. It's just there's been that editing process and whatnot, and I mean the whole watching LeBron kind of take off and the minutes thing. That added a little bit of a weird atmosphere around the team. Him coming out saying, "Oh, he's not going to play a bunch of minutes," and then the next game he does. So I think it's going to be all in. I don't think they're going to look at it. I think they're going to try to beat this Orlando team and make sure they get a win on this road trip. That's where my head's at with this game. But I'm not playing it. But if I were to play anything in that game, I'm leaning 100% the Lakers for me on this one.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, I'm good. I'll just talk about the Atlanta game when you get there. I got to play that I really like in that game.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, let's keep going. Power through the rest of these games real quick because I still do want to get off here. All right, so next game up, we got the Celtics and the Nets. Because you know what? I skipped a couple games. So Hawks and the Pelicans. I didn't really have a lot in this game. I will tell you guys what I looked at specifically. So the Hawks have been like kind of Jekyll and Hyde. They started the season off pretty cold. Then they got hot. They won a couple games in a row. And the Pelicans, I'm not sure what to do with this Pelicans team. I think Brandon Ingram is still listed as questionable. The spread did open in favor of New Orleans, laying 2.5, and now it's down to 2. So that could be sharp money coming in. The total did go up from 233 to 235, 234.5. So, the books are kind of expecting points in this one. Atlanta's 3-2. New Orleans is 4-1. And the one game I decided to back them was the game that they end up losing. Got smashed against the Golden State Warriors. So maybe that's still a bad taste in my mouth that I have from this team. Atlanta does dominate and own the matchup though. They've won 7 of the last 10 and covered 7 of the last 10 spreads as well. So that's I guess you and then as far as look ahead spots, Atlanta doesn't play again until Monday. They play at OKC. So this is the first game of a 3-game road trip for them. The Pelicans, they go to Denver. So maybe potential look ahead spot for the Pelicans in this spot. I'm not 100% sure, but they don't play until Monday. So those are my thoughts. From a matchup perspective, I didn't really have anything. Anybody got anything on this game they want to share?
Yeah, man. My favorite play for the day is actually in this game. It's Dejounte Murray assists over 5.5. He's cleared that line 6 or 7 times against this team, and he's cleared it every time he's played for the box office. He was with the Spurs for some of that. And he cleared it pretty comfortably. It was like 7-11. So he's not hitting 6. He's clearing it. So Dejounte Murray over 5.5 assists, minus 110 is my favorite look in this game.
Okay. All right. I like that. Love that the trend as well. Anybody else got anything? Dream, Vaughn, Hustle, Betting Monster? If y'all don't got nothing, that's fine. But if y'all got something, speak up now or we can keep it moving. Nah? Okay. All right. Let's keep going then. All right. So next game up is...
What's up with CJ? Anybody know if CJ playing? Anybody know the injury report? Did I miss that?
Was he listed as questionable or something? I didn't see that.
Well, it's no props listed for him, but it's props listed for Zion.
Oh.
So
I think he's on the questionable list.
Hold on, what? I didn't see that. Hold on, let me go check that out. Stuff like that, I'd be needing to know. Hold on here.
That's why they don't have no props bet for him right now.
Yeah, none of the props are because I went to go look at his assists because Atlanta allows the most assists to anybody. So I looked him up, but he ain't listed.
Hold on here now.
They got Zion on there. They don't have him, so he's scored.
So what I will say is that if it's just the same thing I told y'all last time in the spaces, if it's just 2 of them, if Ingram is out, CJ, I mean, really everything, man. Maybe stay off his rebounds, but assists, you gotta love that somebody just spoke to his assists. But even without the good who else they're handling the ball? Now they did have Kyra Lewis come in and do some ball handling, but when CJ McCollum was in the game, he had the ball. So if it's only 2 of them, you gotta look toward his points.
Yeah, Dream. If it's only 2 of them, even though I would take his assists, that was a play I wanted to look at. Atlanta's allowing 31 assists per game. It's a staggering amount. So the ball's going to be in CJ's hands the whole time. I kind of wish it's Zion's because if CJ's that too, then somebody's got to pass the ball.
Yeah, I like both of them. That's a fact.
Okay. I'm checking the injury report from yesterday. I see Zion back in the lineup tomorrow against the Hawks, which is today. Brandon Ingram, who missed the last 3 games, is listed as questionable. Jose Alvarado, Najee Harris, and Trey Murphy remain out. I don't see CJ McCollum named anywhere. That's super frustrating, but it is what it is. Don't really pay too much attention to the game until you have that information because it's definitely going to influence how you want to bet it. Next game up, Hornets and the Pacers. So line in this one actually opened, I think, with the Pacers laying. I want to say it was 4 points last night when I went to sleep. It did go down to 3.5, and then I was back up to 4.5. Injury report for this one, I want to say it was pretty clean on the Charlotte side. Like all the guys that's been missing time has continued to miss time. And the Pacers, I kind of thought that, Halliburton might rest in this game because he just came back off the injury, but nobody's on that injury report. Of course, the Pacers got a big win last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers to open up the in-season tournament. They look really, really good in that game. Halliburton, like I talked about, dude, is super spectacular. And now they get a Charlotte team on the second leg of a back-to-back. This is the one where I kind of fell asleep on because this total was 236, and I definitely think that's a pretty high total, about 118 points apiece. But I think that we played it over in this one if we get that number. Now it's moved 4 points. And it's really just because I don't think the markets have caught up with the Pacers. The Pacers continue to go over. They're on the second leg of a back-to-back, meaning they probably not going to play as much defense. And they didn't play any defense last night. The Cavs got whatever it is that they wanted. They just outscored the Cavs. The Cavs couldn't get a stop. So Charlotte, they really been struggling to defend. They also been struggling to score, which I think is what gave me some hesitancy for playing the total over. And the other thing is when I went and deep dive into this game, Charlotte actually plays Indiana pretty close. They're actually 7-3 straight up and 8-2 against the spread the last 10 games. So when I see historical stuff like that, I typically like to, kind of stay off the game. And with the total going up to 240, I'm scared to play unders and Pacers games right now just because it probably won't be a lot of defense in this game, but it does give me some hesitancy because Charlotte can have a super poor quarter where they just score 23 points or 19 points, something crazy. And that'll just, throw everything off. So I think what I had in my notes, let me pull up my notes real quick. I want to say So Pacers 4-0 to the over, second leg of a back-to-back. Charlotte is also on the first leg of a road home back-to-back. They play tomorrow as well. And then I did have a query in this one, a system play, which was just Halliburton. When he played last season on no rest, and he was a home favorite, those games were 3-0 to the over, totaling about 245 points in those spots. And they were going over by an average of 16 points. So yeah, take with that information, do what you want. I think Halliburton double is absolutely in play for this game. I also think I didn't even look at the number, but I wrote down PJ Washington over his points. I think he's in a good spot today as well. But it's a lot of different ways to play this game. So I'll be quiet. I see Betting Monster. He probably got something for this game, so I'm gonna let him go. Anybody else got anything? Just raise your hand and we can kind of go in order through this one. What's up, Betting Monster?
Yeah, listen, I missed the best number, so I'm not going to play the total, but the total is aside in this game. If you're going to play it, I'm not going to lay the points with the Pacers on the back-to-back.
Same.
So, yeah, but I missed the best number, but Pacers is 4-1 to the over. The only game didn't go over when they played Chicago, and that's the only one. But and we all know what the Hornets going to do. They're going to run and gun, and Pacers going to run and gun it. Coming off that big win last night, they're not going to play no defense. And this game actually where the numbers at now, the game should get over that. But like I said, I missed the best of the numbers. So when I do that, it's always stay away from me. If I get that number again, I come in on the over. But the over is decided in this game tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree there, Betty Monster, for sure. One thing I want to look at was last year when the Hornets were in road games and the total was higher than 235. This is what scared me off, Betty Monster. They were actually 10-3 to the under. So I know we think about Charlotte being able to, play like really fast pace, but they actually don't score a lot. They 10-3 to the under in that spot. It is primarily them. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of those 13 games, they've been the team to stay under the team total. So that's what kind of scared me off and why I didn't play it. But I do think, especially at the beginning of the season, I think it's hard to really play on under. So I would agree with you there, Betty Monster. Let's keep going. Let's go dream and then go hustle.
Chris, real quick,
Yeah.
let me throw this out there real quick.
Yeah, what you got?
Going back, we're going back to just about an 8 to 7 sample size. Going back to 2021 when the Pacers played Charlotte. They was laying back in 2021. Over under was 225. That shot way over. They played it back again in 21. It was at 223 and a half. It shot way over. Then they played it again at 216. That shot over. They played it again in 2022. It was at 229. That shot way over. They played at 237 and a half back in November of 2022. That shot over.
Then the last two went under. I see it.
Yeah. When they played back in 2023 of January, it stayed under. But they came right back again and played 3/20/23, and it stayed under. I think tonight we had 2 to the unders the last 2 previous matchups. I think tonight this could get up and over.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with you there, Betty Monster. I might end up playing it live, especially if we get a number that's lower than the current number. So I'm with you there. Definitely with you there. Let's go dream and then go hustle. What's up, Dream?
Mellow Man LaFleur. LaMelo Ball, man.
Is it his daydream? He got to come through eventually, right?
I mean, damn. 240, boy. He don't come through. That's one of my favorite players. Like, he's one of my top 5 favorite players, man. I love me some LaMelo Ball, man. I don't know what the fuck going on. But looking at his game log, it is a couple things that's encouraging. 2 games ago, he got up 6 threes. He went over 6, but he got up 6 threes in 22 minutes. So, 6 plus 3-point attempts every game.
What's his prize pick, Dream? You can play attempts on prize pick, right?
Yeah, I'm actually on prize picks right now. Let me look. Let's see.
Not to cut you off, but I was just thinking about that when you said it.
So it's 7, and I think that's a good look just because he's at 6. 6 is his floor. But the LaMelo I know is more like his game 1 when he went 4 of 11. I don't know what's been up since then. I don't know, but he like Levine or like any score, he don't give a fuck. So I think he's gonna come out here shooting. Hopefully he hit 2 in the first quarter and all is well. But I'm all over his threes. 2.5. Hey, he could go over. He only covered it once, but I bet on him enough to know his line stays at 3.5. And last year it even got up to 4.5 some games. So this is a big discount. Like I said on my channel, it's kind of like, you know, if you walking past and you see some J's that you know it's some J's and they $60, it's like, all right, as long as ain't nobody get robbed for these, I'm gonna go ahead and take them because you ain't fake. So that don't mean when you put them on that they ain't gonna fall off your feet. So I feel about this bet, it's a good price, so I just got it invested.
Bro, that's a hell of an analogy, G. Oh man, that's good, bro. Okay. Real quick, I know a couple people DM me and asked me for Dream Parlay. Somebody put it into YouTube as well. Dream said he was on, just for anybody who wanted to run back that Grayson Allen parlay. Over Grayson Allen, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. I think Dream said it was plus 700. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dream. But also, man, make sure you follow Dream, bro. Like, follow Dream. Dream has his own YouTube, and he doing shows every single day. I'm on there on Wednesdays with him, and he, cashing every single day. Like, Dream cashing. So definitely check him out and sub to his channel. Black Thor, I'm gonna come to you, and then Hustle come to you, and we're gonna get through the rest of these games. What's up, Black Thor?
Yeah, what's up? Right back at it. I like Terry Rozier assists at 4.5. I think he probably his first or second in the team minutes. He's gonna play the whole game. I agree with Dream. I'm right there with LaMelo, but I can't. He hurt me too much. So I'm on with Rozier. I'm gonna take his assist at 4.5. I'm gonna ladder him to 6 and 8. So versus him in his last 3 matchups versus the Pacers, he's had 9, 6, and 8. His last 5 games, he's had 6 versus Houston and 9 versus Brooklyn. I don't mind his points, but I'm gonna ride the hot end with the assists. Also, there'll be a lot of outliers in this game. Outliers meaning like guys, role players that go above production. So, for example, yesterday, Bruce Brown, I got his threes. I think like plus 390 for 3 threes. And then Dort yesterday, 4 threes, plus 600. So there's a lot of value with role players. I know a lot of people like lottery tickets. So Brandon Miller's not a bad option for a lottery ticket role player either.
Yeah, I see Coop in the chat. He said Brandon Miller props have been playing. He's Brandon Miller props too. He's been playing well off the bench. I agree with that. I've been watching him play just a tad bit. The one thing that mentioned to keep in mind about Melo is that he is still on that minutes restriction after only playing like 36 games last year. So just keep that in mind when you want to bet on Melo as well. Let's go Hustle and then go Mr. Gatsu, and we'll get it to the next game. What's up, Hustle?
Yo, just real quick, Trae Young assists, Tyrese Halliburton assists. They've been cashing consistently lately. I see the value in these games, the opportunity. So if you parlay those, you can get about plus 225. And for those 2 games.
Okay. Gatsu, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, brother? Appreciate you bringing me back. Had some stuff going around in the house. I wanted to touch base and piggyback off some of the things we were talking about in the Orlando and Lakers game. If I can go back for a second, that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was actually one of my circle spots for sure. I was on Orlando when it was in LA. Bought it early that day, 1.5 in the line, moved back to 3.5. They ended up covering. I ended up losing it. But I watched the Magic game that last game. And one of the things that Paolo talked about after having his breakout game was, in the post-game interview, was this actually being a revenge spot for them, right? So I love hearing that from that star player, especially with him breaking out the last game that he did that they just played. So hearing what I heard from Paolo, definitely a circle spot for me looking at Orlando, right? Wake up this morning, look at the injury report, and my guy that would have really maybe laid a hand on this game with Wendell Carter being out. So still love this game. I think I'm probably gonna get to the window with the Magic at 3.5 or 4, whatever the number may be. But just wanted to touch base on that. So I do love the Magic in this spot. Like I said, just hearing Paolo being on the fact that they looking for this get back. They're ready to go home. They're ready to play the Lakers. And Orlando is actually one of the best teams this year against the spread. Love betting on this team, man. It's one of my few teams that I target a lot. this year is going to make a lot of money against the spread. Top 5 team, top 4 team, actually, most profitable right now. $100 better is up 2.9 units. Orlando's 4-1 against the spread, covering 80%. So I love Orlando, to be honest. I love the cohesiveness that they have, the starting lineup, especially early in the season. This team's been playing together 2 years, 3 years going on, so they got a lot of experience together. So if there's no Wendell Carter, I do need Markel Fultz to get to the window in this game so I can back the Magic. Back the Magic against the spread. One of the looks that I've been taking a lot for Orlando has been Paolo's points and rebounds. Started the season, they had it way overinflated. Points and rebounds at 30.5. That was sweat-free game 1. He only ended the game at about 16. Next game, they started to adjust the line. 27.5. Paolo cashed again, sweat about 14 points and rebounds. The last game, the most recent game, Paolo absolutely smashed it, right? One of the ones I actually stayed off it. So that's one I will be looking at, depending on where the market prices Paolo points and rebounds. If I do get 27.5 under, I'll be playing that. Not to say that I don't love Paolo, it's just the fact that if the markets are going to overprice something that's been cashing at a sweat-free rate, I'm just going to continue to take it. So, again, say all that to say, I love Orlando in this spot. They love this spot. They understand the revenge factor, going back home, getting the Lakers in a game where they should have won, not only covered, but they should have won. So I love Orlando, but I need Markel Fultz to get in on the against the spread. And then the game that we're on right now, Hornets and Pacers. I look at this game and I immediately say to myself, over. But I believe I heard a little bit about what you're saying and about what the other gentleman was saying as well. I lean under the game, but it's a scary thing to get into, right? Because when you're looking at the number 1 pace team in the league right now and top 3 offensive efficiency in the Indiana Pacers, you look and say to yourself, man, it's hard to play under in that game. But on the flip side of it, you got the Hornets there that have been an under wagon for a team who likes to get up and down. They just don't have the offensive efficiency. So they're out there running and gunning, but their fast breaks aren't turning into points. So it just looks like it's all a wash, right? So even if they have the offensive advantage in fast breaks, they're not converting into points. It's just nothing but up and down AAU basketball. But one system that I did love, and one thing that I am thinking of is getting on as a road dog off an ATS loss. It's hitting at 62%, which would be the Charlotte Hornets in this position. So road dogs off a loss against the spread when the spread is between 0 and 4. I'm sitting at 62%, 103, 62 and 1. So I'm thinking I'm just giving the lean here, my strong lean. You can talk me into something if you like to, Chris. But my strong lean here is the Hornets here against the spread. And just to final wrap it up is mainly because the Pacers just played last night, right? So we get them on a back-to-back versus the team that's rested coming in. Facing the Pacers team. So I say all that to say I love the Magic against the spread. If I get Fultz in, I'll definitely be laying that. And the Hornets here, I can look at the against the spread just based off the trends.
Okay, hey, I couldn't talk you off. You sound like you got some strong stuff there. I couldn't talk you off at all. I think I know it's a lot of love for the Magic, and I can't get there with the Magic just because, like I said, I need to see how they're gonna play without Wendell Carter Jr. And I also just don't like the travel spot for them either. And also, that number just keeps getting shorter. Like the market is slowly but surely catching up with Orlando. Last year, when the Lakers went to Orlando, pretty much same spot. The Lakers were had 1 day of rest, and the Magic had 1 day of rest. The Lakers had to fly straight from LA to Orlando. The Lakers were laying 6 points in that spot. They won that game straight up by 11. Now that number is shorter, 3.5. So the market is catching up with Orlando. They're not going to just keep letting us back Orlando, in these great spots. Orlando will have to keep these games tight or either, win them outright, which is something that they're definitely capable of doing. So, like I said, no play in this game for me, but I like the looks for sure. Definitely like the looks. All right, let's speed up just a tad bit so we can get through. We got a couple more games to get through. Let's go Celtics and the Nets. Of course, Derek White did get rolled out for this one, but this is another one. This is a really bad spot for the Nets in this spot. You look at the Celtics; they've been absolutely on fire. Of course, they score more points in every single game. Ben Simmons also just got rolled out. That's not going to help them any. That's breaking news. Just popped up on the iPad in front of me. Probably rolled out for rest. I'm not sure what he rolled out for, but him being rolled out, the line's gonna move. And what's my guy name? Derek White also got ruled out personal reasons. Somebody say he might be having a kid or something. His kid might be due today. But really, really bad spot for this Brooklyn Nets team. Brooklyn has been extremely hot recently. They've been, cashing tickets. If you've been playing them on the spread, they've been. But you got to know when to fade a team, right? You can't back them every single game. It's not going to work out for you long term. So I say that to say this. I like the Celtics a lot today. I know the number is big. I'm probably not going to get there laying the points with them just because the numbers are a little too big. But I did play that team total over, and I'll give you the number for Boston for Brooklyn real quick. So Nicholas Claxton, I think he's probably not going to play. I think he is listed as questionable, but I saw one of the beat reporters say he's probably doubtful to play today. Boston catching them in a really, really bad spot. Boston hasn't played a game in 3 days. Brooklyn, they played 2 games in the last 3 days, and this will be a 3rd game in 4 nights for them. So that does not bode well for them. They also had to come back. It was a short comeback, but they had to come back last night in Chicago, and I'm pretty sure they're feeling pretty good about themselves. So one thing I looked at in this one, and I'm pretty sure I got it saved because I wanted to share it. I'm gonna send this out to the members as well. I took Boston team total earlier before the Derek White news came out that he wasn't gonna be available. Still like the number right now. If you're a member and you took it already, you could buy it back and get like 80. My fault. You can get like 97% of your original bet back if you want to. But I did bet this one already. A couple things I looked at. The first thing was the spot, right? So you got a previous win as a road dog, and now you're a home dog on no rest, and the line is indicative of you, potentially losing the game by double digits. So 9 points or more. That's only happened 20 times in the history of the Give Me the Dog SDQL cycle, and the over is 65% in those instances. 13-7 is the over in that spot. So I really like this spot for Boston. I mean, we already know what they are offensively, and really it's because of their defense as well. I think they get out, they score a bunch of points today. You also just look at Brooklyn. Brooklyn's defense they've been winning games, but they also been playing against opponents that really can't score the ball. We know Chicago doesn't score the ball well. Miami also doesn't score the ball well unless they're playing against the Wizards. Charlotte scored 121 points against them, and Dallas scored 125. So if you're telling me that they're going to be in this spot on the second leg of a back-to-back, 3rd game in 4 nights, I got to go with Boston in this spot. So I like Boston team total. Like I said, I played it at 119.5. I think it's down to 118.5. So definitely shop around for the best number, but I do think Boston gets over the 120 points. I'm not sure if they have a slow start and Brooklyn, plays them tough early before they run out of gas, or if Boston just puts the foot, to the pedal early. But I do think Boston, is in a really good spot today. Boston does have the Minnesota Timberwolves on deck, but they don't play until Monday. So those are my thoughts on the game and my breakdown for the Celtics team total over 119.5. Betting Monster, you got anything on this game?
Yeah, Chris, I love your on this game, and let's just be honest. Boston is one of those teams. You want to ride when they on that streak. You want to ride them until they let you down,
or stay off, right? One or the other, right?
Exactly. Right now, they've been on the streak, and we seen that the other night when they played the Pacers, and Halliburton didn't play, and we seen what they did. Let's just be honest. Going back to Kevin Durant and Kyrie and them, Boston own this team.
They do. I ain't even mentioned that because I was trying to be quick, but you're right. Yep.
They don't want and cover the last 10, and out of the last 10 matchups, I think maybe 1 time or 2 times they was a dog, and they still won as a dog. But they don't want and cover 8 times as a favorite, and outright won, I think, twice as a dog. I love Boston in this spot. I love them in the first half. Listen, it's cute what Brooklyn been doing. It looks cute, but they've been doing that against some trash teams like Miami Heat, a Chicago team that we know they get rid of DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. So they're not doing this against no true dogs. They true dogs tonight. It doesn't matter if the game is in Brooklyn. Boston gonna tear them apart. And even with Derek White out, Boston is still low. They can destroy them in the paint. They can destroy them outside. We seen what they did with Washington. They went up to Washington. They were beating Washington when Washington had Porzingis, and now they took Porzingis up to Washington the other night and tore him out. Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie and them, it's not going to be enough against this team. The only way Boston don't cover this spread is Boston just say, we're not going to play basketball tonight. That's it. But if they say we're going to play ball, they don't have a big matchup coming ahead, Boston going to win this game easily by double digits.
Yep, I think so too. I think this is also a spot, just to your point, Betty Monster. If Brooklyn is able to keep this game close and cover their first half, I think the line was -5.5 in the first half. If the Celtics aren't winning by 5.5, I think you jump on them live at that spot because Brooklyn probably will tie out at that point in time.
Well, what we'll do is if I don't get the first half cover, I come in on Boston third quarter. So I'm gonna either get them on the first half or I give them the third quarter because at some point in time Brooklyn's their legs gonna give out. But I actually think, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter if they have their legs for 4 quarters. They just not good. The history shows that they can't deal with Boston, and history show it with 2 of the top 75 players in the league, which was Kevin Durant, Kyrie. They swept them in the postseason. Now you're talking about Smith, and you're talking about Spencer Dinwiddie, and these guys is really considered role players. Boston will blow these guys out. They're gonna get on them in the first quarter and not look back.
Okay, I like it. Anybody else got any thoughts on this game, real quick, before we go to the next one? Anybody like any props?
Yo, just real quick, Chris, I want your opinion on who's gonna pick up the rebound slack without Claxton and
Oh, it got to be DFS, right, Jane? That's a good question, bro. It's got to be Dorian Finney-Smith, right? Or Royce. I saw a stat last night when I was on the beat writer list about Dorian Finney-Smith and him stepping up recently. But you know what? Typically, I like to fade the player that just played well in the last game. So maybe it is Royce. Maybe it's Royce. Jane, somebody got to do it. I mean, I know Boston gonna miss some shots.
And one more quick question. Thank you, bro. One more, because I know you got to get out. You got a life.
No. You good, Jane? You good? I got the game on the iPad, which is why I'm chilling. Like I'm cool. I'm good, bro.
Yeah, me too. I'm watching college on my laptop and watching TV. But what was I gonna say? Okay, Porzingis, man. Like they don't got nobody to guard him. I know he a finesse big, but is there any way you would attack? How would you attack the height or whatever from Brooklyn? Because if they don't got Ben who's 6'10", they got Sharp off the bench. But like, do you think that's any advantage for Porzingis, or maybe just Tatum, anything, or just nothing?
Honestly, Dream, I don't know, bro. Like I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you anything. And I low key, I haven't really been watching Boston like that. I know they've been scoring all these points, but I won't try to watch them play against the Indiana Pacers without Halliburton the other day. Not with all those games on. So I just think that they're a well-oiled machine, man. They got plenty of guys that can come in and just produce. So could it be a big Porzingis night? Absolutely. Could Porzingis take a back seat? I think he could as well. I think he'll have an impact. I just don't know if it'll be big enough, to like be meaningful enough to cash his number. So could he? I think so, but I'm not sure, James. So I'm not 100%, like there with Porzingis in this spot. It absolutely could be though. Maybe even his threes, Dream. I don't know what they're gonna look like though. Really good questions. I need that's the dialogue I need though, Dream. Like that's what we got to do. We got to be going back and forth so we can, iron sharp as iron. So I like that for sure. Prop, I just brought you up. You got anything on this game? What's going on with you too? Might not be connected. Black Door, you got anything on this game?
Nothing. I was just saying with this game, Peyton Pritchard, if you think it's going to be a blowout, get a lot of role players for good value, 3-pointers.
I'm glad you mentioned it. That is absolutely factual. Absolutely. So I just looked up something real quick. So 119 minutes Derek White has played so far this season in 4 games. the Boston Celtics have an offensive rating of 131.2. That's absolutely insane. 131.2 with him on the floor. They have an offensive rating of 116 with him off the floor. So this says that, maybe they do score, a few less points in this game. Defensively, with him on the floor, 101, with him off the floor, 112. So defensively, they play a lot better with him on the floor than him being off, which maybe says that they have to score more points, but we'll see how that goes. All right, don't want to beat a dead drum. Don't want to stay on one game too long. Let's keep going. Let's go. Next game up, we got the Jazz and the Timberwolves. So Jazz in this spot, coming off the home loss, which we faded them correctly. That was the second leg of a back-to-back. So this will be a third game in 4 nights for them with travel to Toronto. This line opened at 7.5. I want to say it's now up to 8 at most books. And the totals come down from 227.5 to 225. I think I agree with the movement there. The reason why I couldn't play this game because I don't really like the spot for Minnesota too much. They got a look ahead game to Boston, and they coming off what they got. They probably really wanted Joel Embiid assist. Okay, I'll take it. They're coming off what they wanted, right? So they might be a little satisfied. They wanted to win against Denver. That was the playoff revenge spot, and they got it. So definitely not wanting to lay 8 with them. What I will tell you is this though. Minnesota is the best defensive team in basketball right now. Outside of that 113 points that they gave up to Atlanta Hawks, which is when they were looking ahead to this game, to that game against Denver, this team has been absolute. Like every defensive statistical category you could look at, they're pretty much at the top of it. They just held Denver to 89 points. The Miami Heat scored 90. Toronto scored 94. Toronto scored 97. So yeah, this team is really good defensively. Will they be locked in? I'm not 100% sure, and that's really what kind of keeps me off of the game. So I didn't look at any props. I will say that the conflicting thing in this game is that Minnesota is really good on defensive end. They're 3-1 to the under, but Utah sucks on the defensive end. They're 5-1 to the over. So that's conflicting. I don't really like the game as much. Maybe I'll dive deeper into it a little bit later, but I probably won't have anything. Not gonna force a bet in this one. Injury-wise, nobody really on the injury report that that's noticeable. And then, like I said, the Jazz. I want to say they play in Chicago, so this is the first game of a 4-game road trip for them. They do got to travel to Chicago next. Minnesota, second straight home game. They got Boston and New Orleans this week coming up, and they'll finish with San Antonio in San Antonio. So those are my thoughts. I didn't play anything. Nas Reed, I think, has absolutely been cashing. Couldn't talk anybody off looking at Nas Reed. But that's what I like in this one. Black Thor, I'm gonna come to you because I see your hand up, and if nobody else got any thoughts on this one, we'll keep it going.
Rudy Gobert is probably a lean, massive revenge game. I think this line is 11 for his rebounds. But I'm gonna go with Anthony Edwards. I think his points are 24.5. I'm gonna take it to 30. I just love this matchup, man. The Jazz, they stay defensively. I think this game will be a little close. It might get a little ugly at the end, but I think it's going to stay close. I love Edwards, so that's my favorite play.
Okay, that was over 24.5 points.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I will say the Jazz, they do suck on defense. They can't really guard anybody, but they can score though, especially at home. We'll see what happens on the road. Could be a nice time to start fading the Jazz on this road trip. Like I said, they at least got 4 games in a row is what I just saw on the road coming up in a row. Anybody else got any thoughts on this game? If not, we keep it moving. We got 2 more games to get into. Let's keep going. All right, next game up, we got the Kings and the Rockets. This game will be played at the Toyota Center, I think is what it's called, in Houston. Houston coming off getting their first win of the season against the bum Charlotte Hornets, and the Sacramento Kings are coming off a 1-point loss to the Golden State Warriors in Golden State as well. They will be without De'Aaron Fox in this game, who rolled that ankle pretty bad against the Lakers. Trey Lyles is also out as well. And in Houston, not Asher Thompson, little brother, Amin Thompson. Well, I don't know which one I'm the oldest. He is out for this game. Victor Oladipo is still out, and Tari Eason, who hasn't played this season, is still out as well. This is a very interesting game, man, because I was looking at this game. The total is extremely low. It's down to 221. And you got the Houston Rockets. They were catching 3 points at home. Now some money did come in on Houston in this spot. They're down to 2.5. I will say this: the Kings own the Houston Rockets. Of course, most of the time that is with De'Aaron Fox in the lineup, but they are 8-2, 7-3 against the spread. 8-2 straight up, 7-2 against the spread in the last 10. And those games historically go over as well, 7-3 to the over in the last 10 as well. Sacramento has the Houston Rockets again. These two teams play again on Monday. That was one of the things kind of kept me off because I feel like the first matchup typically goes the way we don't expect it to go, and then it's easier to come back in on the second one. So those are my thoughts. I didn't play anything in this game. Don't really like the game that much. I do think that you could potentially look to Malik Monk. I think he has tremendous value on this spot. And somebody, maybe Sabonis. I think both centers, honestly, Sabonis and I think Sengun are in really good spots because neither one of them can guard the other one. And I think that's going to lead to some advantageous matchups for sure. So those are my thoughts, but I didn't play anything, like I said, officially in this game at all. Let's go Dream, then Cam, and I'm going to get up Almighty as well. What's up, Dream?
Kevin Herter. Sengun too for sure, but Kevin Herter rebounds. Right now they have Prize Picks at 4, a must play at 4. If I can pull up Herter. Long story short, he don't win over this line every game. This season. I'm pretty sure Kevin Herter don't win over the 4.5 rebound line. I'm sorry, 4.5 rebounds every game this season. And he averages 5 for his career with De'Aaron Fox out. So last game he had 9. Shout out to one of my dreamers, one of my subs. He told me, he was like, man, ladder him. So I did, and yeah, he had 9 last game. So we laddering him again today, but his base is at 4.5. So it's plus money. So go ahead and take that.
Okay, I like that, Dream. I did see that the other day, and I know that Coach Brown, Mike Brown, been really challenging those guys to rebound the basketball outside of Sabonis because last year they got killed on the boards, and we can call Sabonis soft. I think Sabonis is a tad bit soft, but he really didn't have a lot of help, rebounding the basketball. So I could definitely see that as well. I know what's homeboy name that we was fading that was a rookie last year. Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray shot the ball really, really badly in the last game. I feel like it could be a bounce back for him. I'm not sure how Houston is guarding the 3-point line, but yeah, it feels like a bounce back game for Keegan Murray. But let's go Cam and then go Almighty. What's up, Cam?
Yo, just gotta say, Dreamers, I like that. Man, you gotta get that on a t-shirt.
That's a fact.
I like that. So what I like in this game is two things. You kind of touched on it a bit with Keegan Murray. He had a bad game. I might wait for the next one to see how it plays out. Keegan Murray's averaging over 6.5 boards this season pretty clearly. He just missed the last game at 6. But against Houston, he's only averaging 6. Like basically that's the number. So I'm gonna wait and see if he gets over that line this game. I'll probably be on it the next one because it just kind of means that's where he's at. I'm going to points or rebounds just to see where he's at. I'm keeping an eye on the play in the game that I like the most is Fred VanVleet steals. He hasn't been getting as many steals outside of the Raptors. Like offense, obviously, since he's left the Raptors defense, he hasn't been getting as many steals. But against this Sacramento team, the man likes to take the ball away. Basically, his last, I think 6 games. Yeah, 6 games. 4-2, 2, 4-4. The last set of 1.5, and it's plus 100. So.
Okay.
See what I see them have even just a hard to take, and that's my favorite. So Fred VanVleet over 1.5 steals plus 100. Okay,
Fred VanVleet over 1.5 steals. I know that's been pretty profitable this year. Like it, Cam. Glad you brought that to light too. Let's go Almighty. What's going on, Almighty? Glad to have you up, bro.
Man, it's my first time ever in a space, bro. First time ever. Quick question. This has nothing to do with Houston and Sacramento, but what do y'all think about Drew Holiday's assist with no White?
I think you got to look there. I think that's a really great look. Unless you think it's a blowout and you want to go like somebody said Peyton Pritchard if you can get his number. But yeah, Drew should have the ball in his hands a lot. I'll tell you this though, Almighty. One thing that really scares me about taking assists for Boston is it really could be anybody because they just swing the ball. They don't care who gets the assist. They just want to find a wide open man and shoot the 3. So if you got to look, you shoot it. If you don't, you pass it. It's really difficult for me. They don't have one person that really dominates the ball from what I'm watching and kind of checking the box scores for. So yeah, definitely could be Drew though. I couldn't talk you off at all.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Anybody else got anything on this game? If not, we're gonna get into the last one, which is the Bulls and the Nuggets, and then we'll get up out of here. All right, let's go Bulls Nuggets then. Last game of the night. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything in this game because I saw the line move from it went up to 9, and then I saw it come back down to 8, and now it's back up to 8.5. And I'm like, well, if it's moving, something happened that maybe I don't know anything about, but I didn't see anything. So if y'all know something I don't know, let me know. Ayo Sumo, I'm not sure if he got ruled out yesterday or not. I didn't watch too much of that Bulls and Nets game because I didn't have any action on that one, but he is listed as questionable for today. Real bad travel spot for Chicago Bulls. This team is on the third game in 4 nights, and it's a back-to-back. They had to fly from Chicago to into Denver, of course, last night as well, after losing by 2 points. This is a dumpster fire team for me. I know I got some people from Chicago that watch the show. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I talked about this. People don't necessarily listen in to the previous shows that I did, but I said Chicago, they still missing that point guard. They missing some scoring. And everybody on their team is really just there for defense. They remind me a lot of the Commanders. They have no offense. And, if you can't play defense, you're just going to lose the game. And offense is the name of the game that we, for all these sports. So they just kind of remind me of the Commanders, man. Just no, it's just not a lot of scoring at all. No offensive firepower. DeRozan seems like he's taking a step back. Levine is super inconsistent. Vucevic can't do everything by himself. And it's a lot. So can I take them in this spot? Absolutely not. Can Denver win this game by 15 if they wanted to? Absolutely. But we made money with Denver last night. I'm not going to get too greedy. I'm not sure how much they care about this game. It is a non-conference game. I will tell you this, though, and I vividly remember watching this. Last season, when the Bulls went to Denver, they beat Denver 117-96. I don't know if y'all remember that. I remember Patrick Beverley smacking the floor. It was around that time of the year, around March, the beginning of March, when Denver was kind of coasting throughout and didn't really have anything to play for. And Chicago went in there and upset them boys pretty bad. Denver also lost to Chicago 114-108 back in 2021. So for some reason, Chicago plays Denver well. In this spot, they're got to come into elevation. The number's tad bit too high for me to play, but I couldn't talk anybody off one to play because Chicago really, really struggles. But this is the role you want Chicago in. Yesterday, when they were laying points at the crib, that's the work you want to fade Chicago if they're laying points. If they're catching points like they were against the Pacers the other day, and I'm not trying to get it twisted. The Pacers are nowhere near as good as the Denver Nuggets, but when they're catching points, it's typically when you want to, either play them or kind of stay off because this is when they play their best brand of basketball. Total in this one extremely low. It's the lowest total in a Denver game in the last 2 years at home, 216.5. So I don't know. Take with all that information, do what you want. Not a game that I'm extremely interested in. Chicago is starting their road trip. Well, they actually aren't starting their road trip. They actually got to fly back home. They got to fly all the way out there for one game, then fly back home to play Utah, and then Phoenix and Detroit. So that'll be a very, very difficult spot for them against Utah on Monday. You look at Denver, they do have the Pelicans on deck, which is a much more meaningful game on Monday because it's a conference game. And I'm not sure what to do with this game. So no play for me at all. Didn't really get a chance to deep dive into it, but I'll open it up to you guys. Let's go back to Betting Monster, and then we'll go Almighty and anybody else who got thoughts on it as well. What's up, Betting Monster? Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts on this game real quick. This is a game that I don't believe I'm going to get involved in at all. But I want to get your thoughts on this Nuggets in the first quarter. Minus 122 at 2.5. I kind of think this is a good spot for the Nuggets in that first quarter. I think which we know the last couple years, Chicago have outright beat them. But I mean, I got to be honest. This team, they know they get ready to break it up. The head coach is most likely getting ready to go back to college. And this team is just pathetic, man. You know, I mean, it's just a bad team. And one thing about the Nuggets, I mean, they're at home. And this team just love to play basketball. You know, a lot of people still thinking that this team ain't for real even after that championship. And I just think The Nuggets got something to prove. I don't trust Chicago. We seen it last night. I'm looking at the Nuggets in the first quarter, so I just want to get your thoughts on that because we know what we do know is Chicago against the spread is 1-5, and the Nuggets is 3-3 against the spread. But that first quarter, the Nuggets is a real good first quarter team, especially at home. And they're good on the road, but definitely at home. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, to me, Betty Moss, I think this is a Bulls spot. Like I think you really want to get that bad taste out your mouth yesterday after getting mollywopped by the Timberwolves, in Minnesota, and that was also a bad fatigue spot for them too. I think it was 4th game in 6 nights. So you do that, right? You get a chance to take down the undefeated Dallas Mavericks last night. They do so in pretty good fashion in that spot as well. And one thing I went back. I looked at the Bulls when they were road dogs in non-conference games all the way back to 2020. They're only 10-24 straight up, which is only 29%, but they are 16-18 against the spread. So that's not the greatest, but it's saying that they win one, lose one. If I add in that they have no rest, then they are 0-4 straight up, 1-3 against the spread, losing games by average of 11 points. So there you go. They got a game in there against the Kings. They got a game in there against the Grizzlies. Two games against the Grizzlies, one against the Clippers, and they failed to cover all of those spreads dating back to all the way back to the Kings. So I'm of the mindset in this one, Betty Monster, that I know you're probably not a big prop guy, but I know Nurkic rebounds cash yesterday. Maybe you just go back to that. The Bulls really struggle to rebound the basketball. So I do think, something like, and they also can't score. They go, a ton of shots gonna go up, and rebounds gonna be had to be had. So looking at Michael Porter Jr. rebounds, who's been cashing recently, pretty consistently, and Jokic rebounds, I think might be a better play than playing the side. But I couldn't talk you off the first quarter. Could not talk you off the first quarter at all. If that's how you want to get in and play this one.
Okay, well I appreciate you. And real quick, let me ask you this too. I don't know if you know the stats on that. I haven't checked. When Chicago is coming off of beating a team outright as a big underdog, they outright beat them. That next matchup, do you know what their record was?
So the Bulls lost last night, though.
No. I'm saying Chicago beat Denver last year in Denver.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Right. I don't think they played each other since that last matchup.
They didn't. That was on March 8th.
Correct. The question was, how is Chicago in that next matchup against a team that they previously beat outright as an underdog?
I got you. Hold on 1 second. I got you. Hold on. All right. So Bulls, previous loss, previous season equals previous season, and previous win as a dog. So they are previous season. It's actually not coming up very much. I'll look into this one. If I find it, I DM it to you. All right.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you for it.
Absolutely, my guy. All right, cool. Let's go to Almighty. What's your thoughts on this game, Almighty? Talk to me.
Man, I'm all over Jokic assists today. He owed us from last night. He gonna get it back tonight. Bulls in the back-to-back. Should be minimal defense on their part. I'm also doing Jokic first quarter assists over 2.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. It was he covered. I think he averages like 11 assists or something like that at home. I didn't have the numbers from yesterday's game. But he did cover this 2.5 last night. First quarter, he covered it both times versus Chicago last year. And his 8.5, he covered 1 out of 2 times last year versus Chicago. He died on the hook in March, but I'm going to just say they weren't motivated to play basketball. So,
okay. I could not talk you off, man. Best of luck, bro. Hope you cash. Jokic first quarter assists. Like it a lot. Okay. Anybody else got any thoughts on this game? Not. That's cool. Let's go. Let's get a couple other people up. and then we'll jump off of here. FYD picks, I'm gonna come to you, and then Mo, I'm gonna come to you as well. Give y'all a chance to share y'all looks, and then we're gonna get up off here. What's up, FYD picks? How you doing? Can you hear me? Probably not. Maybe it didn't work. All right, well, that's what we got. Like I said, I don't have a heavy card for today. FYD picks, can you hear me? Nah, you're probably not connected. Maybe got a bad connection. I don't have a lot of picks for today. I'll finalize the card. All my picks will be on YouTube as they always are. I might tweet something out as well, but gotta feed the members, man. Gotta feed the people that feed me. So definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in. Hopefully Embiid goes over his points prop because I did play that. Also like the Celtics, probably my favorite play of the day. Even without Derek White being in there, that team total over, you guys can get a better number than I got. Yeah, I'll probably add a couple more plays as well. Best of luck to everybody today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming through, tapping in. Definitely, show some love. Hit the like button, hit the retweet button. Follow Dream, follow Black Door, Hustle, Betting Monster. Everybody that contributes to the show, man. Appreciate you guys. Betting Monster, I'm gonna come right back to you real quick because I see your hand up, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Chris, man, hey, appreciate the love, man. It's always real and honesty. And right now, we locked in and dead focused on college basketball getting ready to start. Can't wait. Start up Monday. That's where we locked in at right now because right now with so many games for the bookers that have to handicap. It's a lot of soft spots where we can take advantage of. It's a lot of real money in the first few weeks of college basketball before that December month hit. That's where we locked and loaded. Plays will be coming soon. Thank you very much, Chris.
My God. Appreciate that, Betty Monster. I absolutely agree, man. It's a lot of stuff for the book to be having to cover. So we should be able to find some soft stuff for sure, take advantage of it. But that's what I got, man. Best of luck. Like I said, I'll be back. Not sure if I'm gonna do a show tomorrow, but definitely have those notifications on so you guys will know. So I'll definitely tweet it out before I actually do it. So best of luck today. Anything that comes up, whether it's injury news or whatever the case might be that affects a play, could create some opportunities for us today. But best of luck to you guys and all action that you do have. Enjoy your day, man. Stay safe, stay blessed, and see you guys when I see you guys.